As you guys know, your subject is I-69 going through farms. Damon, do you support I-69 going through farms? Why or why not?
I don't. No, I wouldn't support it because if I-65 or I-69 goes through the farms, then that's less money or less land that the farmers own. So that's less money that the farmers make.
Okay. Tanner, how would you decide what's best for the people?
I'll let them decide how they feel about it, like the I-69, how it's going to affect them.
All right. Lewis, if I-69 was up and there was pollution due to the new environment, how would you try to reduce it or prevent the pollution for the farmers? All right. If I-69 were up and due to the new environment it caused pollution, how would you try to prevent it or reduce it?
I don't know, I guess I'll just try to figure out, how to reconstruct the problem.
All right. Michael, how do you feel about I-69 going through farms? Why or why not?
I don't think it'd be good to go through the farms because then, like he said, it would take away the farmer's land, plus it would take away all the fresh crops that we get in the stores and everything.
Tanner, do you support eminent domain in general terms? And that's when the government takes property for public use.
It depends on what it's for. For that, I don't support it. But if it's for something different, like hospitals or something to support the economy.
All right. Damon, if you weren't for I-69 and some farmers wanted I-69 for easier transportation, would you help them with that situation? If so, how?
If I wasn't for I-69 and they were,
Like just some of them were, but you weren't going to put it up. Would you help them with the transportation somehow?
I'd try to at least do the best I could, I guess.
How would you do that?
I'm not exactly sure.
All right. Michael, do you think I-69 would interfere with the geological environment on a large scale?
Yeah, 'cause it would raise the pollution, and more pollution would be around the crops, so we wouldn't have as many fresh crops as we would normally.
All right. And Damon, do you support eminent domain in like general terms? Why or why not?
Well, with the highway or the interstate, no, I wouldn't. But no, like Tanner said, if it was like hospitals or schools or something like that, then I don't see a problem in that.
Tanner, if I-69 were put up and due to the new environment it caused pollution, how would you try to reduce pollution for the crops?
I would think like more efficient cars.
All right, Michael, if you did take the farmers' land away, how would you reimburse them?
I would give them cash and or other land somewhere else so they could continue the amount of crops that they had before.
All right. Damon, if the majority of people did vote for I-69, but farmers weren't really happy with it, would you find a different way to like substitute it? Would you put I-69 somewhere else? Why or why not?
I would try and put it somewhere else because in the end it is the farmers, like crops in their land, so I think their vote would weigh a little more than the average civilians.
Right. Lewis, how would you reimburse farmers if you were to take their land away for I-69?
How would I reimburse?
Yeah, like.
Give back
Back to it?
to the farmers, not the highway.
Relocate.
Okay. Tanner, how do you feel about I-69 going through farms? Do you support it? Why or why not?
I do not support it. I feel it's a bad idea because our economy is already in a drought, and there'll just be less crops that we'll be able to supply over there.
And Lewis, or not Lewis, hmm? Damon, what, Damon, do you believe that I-69 would interfere with geological environment on a large scale?
Not necessarily on a large scale, maybe in that area.
I see. And how would you decide what's best for the people?
Probably pollution rates in that area, just kind of keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Tanner, if you weren't for I-69, but some farmers were, but it was overruled that there wasn't going to be I-69 running through farms, and some farmers wanted transportation, but since I-69 wasn't even put up, would you help them with their transportation somehow?
Yeah, you can build side streets, you don't have to necessarily be main highways, you can side roads, like dirt roads, anything. Like, a lot of farmlands have like those rock roads down the side of them.
Yeah. And then, that's all I got for now.